Hey, what's going on, good people? Armand Owens here once again with another episode of the Daily Unsung Leader. Had to change my background just a little bit today, but we're going into hack number 21. Hack number 21. Only nine more to go. Only nine more to go if I can finally get all of them out. But today's hack is inspired by a wonderful book that I had the opportunity of reading by an author of the name by the name of James Clear. James Clear, and he wrote a book called Atomic Habits. It's about 300 pages. I know it's a long read, but the way it flows and the productivity hacks that you get out of that book are really good. So go pick it up. I read it about a year ago, and I'm going to talk about one of my favorite hacks, out of that book, and it was inspired by a study that was done, by research by behavioral scientists trying to understand why people do the things that they do, right? Which is, kind of the job of the leader, right? Trying to figure out why people do the things that they can do so we can ultimately get the best out of them, right? So they had a group of people who are looking to lose weight, trying to develop a workout plan, and all these different things. So they took the control group and just said, hey, what do you plan on doing? How many pounds are you looking to lose, right? And it took that data down. Well, the second group of people, they before they established what their plans, they said, hey, look, these are the benefits of working out, right? These are the benefits of working out, and they utilize that statement as motivation, right? So for the second group of people, they tried to apply motivation, to help them, work out. Well, for the third group of people, all they did was they took, hey, what were your goals? What are your goals? You want to lose X amount of pounds, but they had them do this, and it's called implementation intentions, right? So instead of having people just talk about what they're going to do when they're actually going to go work out, they had the people write down very specifically, I will work out at this time, at this date, and at this location, very specifically, right? And when you know that 91% of those people went to go work out, 91%. Now, when you looked at the control group, you only had about 25%. When you had the motivation group, you had about 27 group, which backs up one of my previous videos where I talked about motivation being a myth, right? Because motivation produces should thought processes, but leverage produces must thought processes, and implementation intentions convinces your mind, convinces your nervous system that this is a must. It convinces yourself that this is a must, because when I write it down, when I put it down on paper, I see it there, I commit to it, I see it in my mind's eye. I will go to the gym at 10 o'clock at the base gym, and I commit to that. I could, just there's a physiological, psychological connection that happens there, between the writing, and the mental processes that has you actually carry this thing out. And it's wonderful as you're trying to establish habits, right? In another previous video, I talked about just another hack. I talked about putting pen on paper, right? Just the power of doing, that simple act, right? So you combine, the intention that you have, hey, I want to go work out, I want to increase my workout, I want to become a person, who works out, or whatever the thing that that you want to do is. You can apply this to just about anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to just be working out. Hey, I want to read. I want to read, I will, read, 15 pages, every night at 8 o'clock, right? However you want to do it. And I've seen this work marvelously, and also works amazingly. And most of you wonderful leaders out there, especially you've been in the Navy for a while, when you're counseling your people and trying to give them guidance and direction, this works really well as you're trying to get your people to do the right things, right? If they're not doing what they need to be doing with their finances, they're not doing what they need to be doing behaviorally, right? You get them to make specific declarations and write it down and own up to it, to help change that behavior. right? So you can apply implementation intentions, to your people as you're leading them as well, right? And then you get to, utilize it on yourself to get you, out of, kind of that dreary, non-movement or non-committal, kind of comfortable state, that you may find yourself in, right? So implementation, intentions, and there's another trick associated with this, right? Because there was a 91% jump. There's a 91% of the people in that study that went to go work out once they filled out that if, kind of then statement, so to speak. Well, there's another study that got people to 100%, where they took that implementation intention statement, I will work out at 0800 at the base gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, life happens, things come up that we can't control. So when you take that implementation, intention, you write a plan A and a plan B, right? So you add a plan A if, just in case, at 0800, you have to go do an all hands, you have to go do, you have to take your kids to school or whatever comes up all of a sudden. So instead, so you would write, if, I plan on I will work out at 0800, at the base gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you put on the bottom of that, the next one, if I'm not available at 0800, I will work out at 0900. And then another one, another statement, a plan B statement, if I don't get a chance to work out, I will work out on Tuesday or I'll work out on Thursday. All right, so you make those plan A's, you make those plan B's, just in case the implementation, something comes up and the implementation intention is not able to be followed through just because of life, right? In another study, they were able to get people to 100% of the goal that they wanted to achieve just simply by doing that. Just writing down, I will do this at this time at this location, and then adding a plan A and a plan B underneath that, just in case there's something that's going to block that process. I've been using it for myself for 6 months, and I've gotten off my butt, and go running and go to the gym, even though it's been difficult, just in terms of work related activities and just a lot going on. But it's important to me, it's important to my health, so I know I had to do all I can, to manipulate my behavior so I can get off my butt and go do what I need to go do, right? And I've been using implementation intentions, for a little while, and I got to tell you, the research bears out, at least from a small sample size like myself. So, just that's hack number 21. Let me know what you think. Pick up the book. Like I said, there's a ton more in Atomic Habits. There's just one small aspect of it, but there's a ton more, in that book. Yeah, there's a ton in that book that is amazing. Utilize it. Let me know what you think. Like, share, comment, and I'll be back with another leadership hack tomorrow. Unsung Leader out.